So why are you looking to be accepted? We like the bully kid in the playground who gives away his lunch money to be accepted by the kids. When do we say enough of that? I'm going to stand on my own. We have to stop holding other people's hands. Be unapologetically African. It's the least you can do.
That's right.
What did Frederick Douglass say? He said people who ain't willing to fight for themselves ain't got a right to be fought for by others. He said the world we live in is so constituted that if a man pities you, he cannot respect you too. So choose one or the other. Do you want to be pitied by white people or respected by white people? Until we show them that there's principles for which we're willing to die, we won't get nowhere. Because as Dr. King said, if a man ain't got a reason for which he's willing to die, he ain't fit to live. And we say Dr. King was soft. I don't see your ass out there fighting dogs. I ain't see you out there fighting no water hoses. See, the problem today is we done got so smart we stopped fighting. We thought that the information was the goal. The information was only a means to it. This is what I got to tell the young brothers in the conscious community on the lecture circuit. This information don't mean nothing unless you put it into practice. You got two types of people: conscious and common sense. Everybody over here got consciousness. You can spit out all the pharaohs. You can speak 3 African languages. You know everything about black history. You got 50 syllables in your new name. And everybody over here got common sense. Y'all don't know that much about black history. But you got common sense to know that those people don't like us. And that if we don't do something about that, we're in trouble. Harriet Tubman wasn't a master Egyptologist. Sojourner Truth wasn't no psychologist. These people wasn't learned in that way, but they had a common sense that compares anything. And that's what we need to get back to, common sense. Because in case you ain't realized, people in the black conscious community are more chauvinistic than any church. Somebody walked through that door and they ain't got natural hair, you'll cut them up and down 50 ways. Oh, that brother ain't been to Kemet yet. So the hell what? That got to do with anything. You heard what the Arabs trying to do to the monuments over there, right? They want to destroy them. Talking about this is anti-Islamic for us to be having statues of men over here. Well, this ain't even your damn country, Arab. You came in here and stole this in the 6th century after Muhammad died. And don't blame it on Islam, because Muhammad specifically forbade y'all from invading Ethiopia. Because his mother was a black Sudanese Arab. They waited till Muhammad died, then they came on over, using Islam as the excuse. But then you got Muslims running around America talking about some of the Arabs didn't come into North Africa with a sword. No? Well, why don't you read what the damn North Africans had to say about them? Not only did they come in with the sword, they cut off penises and turned black women into tramps and whores and prostitutes. And they still doing it right now. The European slave trade may have ended, but the Arab slave trade is still alive and kicking right now. They snatching brothers and sisters out of Kenya, Tanzania, all up and down East Africa, bringing them over to the Middle East, saying, do you need a job? And then when they get on that boat and go on over there, now they're a slave for life. I met one in Los Angeles, beautiful black Ethiopian sister who was tricked into slavery by being promised a job. They brought her to LA for vacation. She was supposed to be the slave to the family while they was on vacation. She ran away. And some black psychologist in LA found her. And when I was in LA a couple weeks ago, she was at the meeting, and the topic is what can we do to keep her over there, because they're trying to get her returned back to Africa. Selling our kids. And I ain't heard a black African-American Islamic imam say nothing about it yet. Defending Arabs. Just like the white pastors defend white supremacy. If my enemy prays to the same God I'm praying to, I'm in trouble. If my enemy could get blessings from the same God I pray to, I'm in trouble. And speaking of African religion, there's a little problem there as I wrap this up for the night and take some questions. Because a lot of our traditional African religions are initiating white people into the mysteries. How the hell you got a white priest of Ifa? How the hell you got a white priest of Dogon? A white priest of Kemet, white priest of Akan, white voodooists? Do you know what Jean-Jacques Dessalines would do to your ass if he found out you putting white people in voodoo? I'm serious, y'all. You go to the bookstore now, you look at most of the books on traditional African religion is written by white people. We gave them rap. We gave them science. We gave them religion, and now we're going to give them our secrets too? This is what we doing. So it ain't just the mosque and the church that's colorblind. The whole African traditional religious paradigm is colorblind. You got some priests and priestesses who speak out against it. But a lot of them is going for the gusto. Why? Because if I'm a poor African chief and a white person come to me talking about if you initiate me $50,000 for your village, what they going to say? Because we not there to help them out. If black people had their money organized, no African nation would ever have to borrow another dollar from Obama. They could get it straight from us. We got to build a black bank in Seattle, y'all. There's no way we're going to pull ourselves up out of this unless we have access to capital. Somebody in here got a better idea than Bill Gates. Somebody in here got a better idea than Mercedes-Benz. Somebody in here got a better idea than the best white private school in existence. Somebody in here got an idea for a product that would shiver the economic order of America. But if you don't get the loan you need to put your idea into practice, it stays a dream. And that's why we keep getting hit up, because we can't go to these banks and get the capital we need. The Koreans can. The East Indians can. Hell, the white man could get a loan and ain't got to pay taxes on it. So if we know that, that means the only thing we can do economically turn to each other. I can't control the way you spend your money, but I might can convince you to keep it in the same pot with the rest of us. Black woman, I know I can't stop you from buying that damn hair, but at least you can keep the money in the same pocket. Black man, I can't stop you from taking a white woman out to dinner, but at least you can keep the money in my bank until you do. But do y'all see what I'm talking about? We want to control people's behavior. I don't want to control your behavior yet, because I'm going to condition the next generation to do that. That's the purpose of my school. I ain't got to fight you to think differently, because I'm going to condition him to. And that's why I say I'm going to end up being the first black educator in the World Book of Guinness Records. Why? Because my senior class prom at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy will be the only one in history where every black girl on the prom had a nappy ass head. Imagine that. Could you imagine that? Every sister at the prom happy to be nappy. And black man, if you ain't never grabbed a handful of nappy black woman's hair, you ain't never been with a black man. Ain't nothing like that nappy kitchen! Did you know in African culture you couldn't even touch your hair until you went through a rite of passage? Hair was considered divine. Our ancestors taught that your hair was a spiritual antenna that pulled down cosmic energy into your third eye. So if your hair is a spiritual antenna and you cooking it, if your hair is a spiritual antenna and you frying it, is it possible that by trying to look like a white, you cutting off your connection to the divine? And so when your daughter shows up at my school for the first day, if she not natural, I'm going to cut her hair my damn self. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll put a little Seattle on the side. A little Seahawk. I know. I feel. Okay? East side, west side, whatever. And you only going to be allowed on my campus one day a month. Parent visitation is one day a month. The first Saturday from sunrise to sunset. And that's exactly what I mean. Because if you still on my campus, when the sun go down, we're going to lock your ass up in the dungeon. Get out. Because y'all sick. Some of y'all going to try to perm your baby hair when I'm not looking. Some of y'all going to try to sneak your son a white Jesus hide under his pillow. I know how Negroes think. Which is why when you come on my campus, every last one of y'all gonna have a damn ankle bracelet so I know where you at. In conclusion, my ancestor Frederick Douglass said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and deprecate agitation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain, but can't deal with the thunder and the lightning. They want the ocean, but can't stand the awful roar of its waters. He said this struggle we have might be moral or it might be physical, or it might be both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. He said men may not get all they pay for in this world, but you must certainly pay for all that you get. He said, for 20 years I prayed on my knees to God for freedom, but the Lord gave me no freedom until I got up off my knees and started praying with my feet. Wow. He said the limits of tyrants are prescribed by those who they oppress. You decide how poorly your enemy treats you, not him. He said if we are to be free, then we ourselves must strike the first blow. He said if a man ain't man enough to stand up on his feet, it's a crime for you to pick him up. Because if he ain't ready to stand, as soon as you let him go, he go right back down on his face. So it's best you leave his ass there until he's ready to stand up and be a man on his own.
Play this game anymore, but can we still be friends? Things just can't go on like before, but can we still be friends? We had some, we can't play this game anymore, but can we still be friends? Things just can't go on like before.